Pilates, I don't take karate. I'm just running around with my shawty.
Hey guys, I am Justin Flynn. You're watching E3 Live powered by Twitch, and I am here with Paul Reszczynski, the game director for the game that you just saw. It is Drive Club, available only on PS4.
Yeah, entirely exclusive.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and we're coming out October 7th.
I did see that at the end of the trailer, so that's pretty soon. It's right around the corner here.
Just around the corner, yeah. We're very excited because obviously we're here last year at E3, but we're back again. We're showing off so much more this time around.
I've been looking forward to Drive Club, actually. I remember when I grabbed my PS4, I was kind of like, that racing game looks awesome. That's definitely one I'm going to pick up.
Yeah, we've spent such a huge amount of time going into the kind of obsessive detail of the cars, the tracks, the gameplay. I mean, I don't think you'll see a better look at driving game on the show floor today.
Well, I can't wait to take a look firsthand because we have some gameplay.
Yeah.
We have some actual gameplay, so let's cut to that and we'll kind of walk you guys through it, and you can take a look. It's pretty amazing.
Yes, this is Jamie, our community manager. He's just playing through one of the tracks inside the game. This is in India, in Nilgiri Hills. He's in Aston Martin, just against the iPhones. What we see here is just a straightforward point-to-point sort of racing. But the cool thing is, when this is connected online, you'll have things like face-offs. Now, face-offs are dynamic challenges which get dropped into the world. So that could be either a friend or a mate or someone entirely random who is matched to your skill level. And that could be try and drift around these corners and try and get a certain score, or try and beat an average speed, or try and nail the racing line. And we're trying to make sure that every time you race, whether you're first or last, you've always got something to do. There's always something new and challenging inside the race. You also see that every action that Jamie does, whether that's overtaking, drifting, drafting, etc., is earning fame. Now, one of the cool things about fame is that if you're in as part of a club, all your fame gets contributed towards your club, and you share in the rewards as you unlock them together. So, for example, some of the cars you can only unlock when you're in a club. So you can see that's another Aston Martin front. That could be unlocked with a club. So you can play on your own, you can unlock the majority of the cars playing solo, but only when you're part of the club can you actually get access to everything inside the game.
Awesome. I love the incentive to explore a little bit more and just do as much as you can with the game. It's like, hey, you want to get the rest of the stuff? Check out all these other features in here. It's awesome. And I'm noticing the lighting here is insane.
Yeah, that's one of the key things with the game. Nothing is kind of pre-baked. There's nothing inside here which is faked. Everything is completely dynamic. So what will happen is, I think at the beginning of the race actually started at midnight, and it's already transitioned straight through to the daytime. So I think when Jamie jumps onto his next race, you'll see a different location. Again, I think that starts in the afternoon and then transitions into nighttime, and it completely changes gameplay because some tracks are lit like race tracks where you've got like loads of floodlights and you can see where you're going. But a track like this where there's only ambient light, you're racing only with your headlights. And we've just announced today we've got weather as well. So with things like when it's raining or when it's snowing, I mean, you can barely be able to see where you're going. It's a completely different challenge when you're playing driving.
And I would assume that the grip is going to be different. Yes. Obviously, you're going to be sliding all over the place in the snow.
Yeah, exactly. And the race, as the race actually transitions, it can go from being dry to wet, back to dry, and then start to snow. So as you play through that, it will completely change how you handle, how you drift around the corners. It makes it a much more challenging experience.
And how many cars are we talking in this game?
We've got 50 cars. Okay. Now what we've done, we've tried to choose all the best cars from around the world. So we've got everything from Golf GTIs, kind of hot hatches, through to performance cars such as the Maserati GT, all the way up to your kind of supercars, Ferrari F12, Hennessy-Benham GT, and your hypers. So we really think we've got the best of all the cars from around the world. But then what we've done with the cars, we've kind of gone to extraordinary lengths to make sure that the insides and the outsides are modelled one-to-one with the real-world cars. And that just doesn't mean that they look great, but they also sound great as well, because we've got patented techniques of how we actually capture the audio for the cars inside the game. So we put 16 mics, well, or more, depending on the car, inside and outside the car, and we make sure that they're absolutely one-to-one. So again, we really think we're pushing boundaries with the audio, and when you actually play the game with the volume turned up loud, I don't think you've got any game that's closer to actually being inside the real car.
Wow, so yeah, you guys are really trying to create the whole entire experience
Yes.
for the gamer.
Yeah, but it's important to say that we're not actually a simulation, despite the fact we kind of simulate the visuals, the audio, the handling itself. You know, it's extremely detailed, but we try to make sure it's a bit more fun, it's a bit more accessible than your, you know, like titles like Gran Turismo, because, you know, we are part of the PlayStation portfolio, and it's important that, you know, Gran Turismo have their space and we do something different.
Yeah.
So, you know, you'll be able to drift a little bit more on Drive Club, brake a little bit later, and just ultimately have a bit more fun with the cars. But we did want to make sure as well, you know, for those advanced users, you can still shave off those milliseconds off the lap time. And if you're someone who likes to race in the wheel, then you can play it, and it's a bit obviously a bit more challenging on the wheel and a bit more in depth.
Yeah, I did notice you got a couple of different camera angles as well here. I love this one in the car. It's like so detailed, like you said. The inside of the car is crazy.
It's so close to reality. I mean, we've been fortunate enough as well to actually go in and sit in majority of these cars as well and just compare them one to one. We actually
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. There it was. He just like almost spun out. That's too cool.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, because obviously he was drifting out then onto the outside of the corner.
In snow.
I think we've got a variety of different surface conditions inside the game. So as he was drifting out wide, then his tyres would have hit the gravel, hit the puddles a little bit, and that would have changed the handling. So he might have just slipped out wide then.
That is really rad. And you know, I noticed. So we were going through snow, and we're in like nice, sunny, beautiful area. What kind of environments are there as far as like locations?
We tried to choose kind of like 5 different locations, which kind of take the essence of you know, like like Scandinavia, for example, Norway. And we go to somewhere that's really hot, like Chile. And we've got India for the vibrancy and the colour. And we've got Scotland, obviously, it's well known for its rain. So we think we've got a really good mixture of kind of locations. And then we've got like a series of road circuits, road point-to-points, racetracks. We've got an absolutely fantastic variety inside the game. I think we've got 55 tracks in total.
Cool, yeah, so it sounds like it's kind of both like natural, like, you know, just regular open world, like you would see this road somewhere, but then, like you said, you have the tracks. Now, are there certain tracks that are in there, or these are just tracks that are conceptualized by you guys? Yeah,
well, what we tried to do is, obviously, we went to all these locations, did all the reference work, and we tried to capture the essence of each of these locations. And there will be some parts of the road that, if you live local to where we actually took some of the reference, you might say, oh, this looks actually very similar to one of the roads in Drive Club. But we tried to make sure that everything's tuned for the gameplay. So we'll exaggerate the height changes, or we'll put more corners, longer corners for bigger drifts, etc. So there's no real world tracks, but we try to make sure that they all, you know, they're all unique and there's something that you've never driven before.
Nice. So I see we're actually playing gameplay, which is you don't see a lot of times at E3. What's left to do here with this game? Is it just more fine tuning? Are you adding more vehicles? Like, what's the last what are we doing in the next couple months?
Oh, next few months are going to be fun. It's fine tuning. Obviously, you know, it's the last few bugs we're kind of adding out, but we're already starting to look at what new features we can bring to the game as well. We've been trying to listen to the community and what they want. So yeah, we'll be bringing new cars. We'll be bringing new tracks, new features, new game modes, and everything we can to kind of keep the community playing Drive Club, because the biggest part of Drive Club is obviously socialising and being part of the club and keeping the community active. So we want to make sure that when we put the disc out on October 7th, that's not the end of the experience. We want to make sure that we're there and we support it and keep the community alive and fresh.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask you about that. Tell me more about the club aspect. Now, how do you get into a club? You just like, hey, what's up, dude? Can we want to be on my team?
There's a variety of ways of doing it. Obviously, if you've got friends who are already playing Drive Club, you can jump straight into their club. What we try and do is we push suggestions to you and social connections. So we can say, actually, we can see one of your friends plays Drive Club and he's connected to someone else, and we'll send that suggestion and go, he's got an open slot in his club. Do you want to join that club? So we want to make sure that, you know, if you've got no PSN friends or anything like that, we can always try to make sure we're pushing suggestions, say, these guys have the same sort of skill level as you. These are ideal candidates. So just jump in with them. And it's the same with challenges as well. We're trying to make sure that, you know, there's always kind of new, fresh activities coming to you. But obviously, if you've got no friends or you're not in a club, then that's often difficult. So we push like suggested or promoted challenges to you. So you've always got something to try out. And maybe through one of the challenges, you'll participate in one of those races that we suggested to you, and you'll find a new friend who you'll compete against, and he might be in the club and you might join them. So we try to make sure that with the dynamic menu that we've got, there's always ways to connect between other people and make that seamless and immediate as possible.
Nice. Now, in these club races, so can there be like 4 clubs in a race, or is it always like one club versus another club?
One club versus another club, and that's what we've got on the show floor today on E3 at our booth. We've got 4v4 club racing. We wanted 6v6, but the booth's not big enough. That's a shame. So it's just a kind of a simple kind of points-based race. So depending on your position, you earn points, and then whichever club has the most points wins the challenge. And I think we're giving away some goodies as well on the show floor.
That's awesome. So like now with your club, is there gonna be like a ranking system? Like, oh, my club is the best club in the world, or what?
Yeah. So obviously that's more for the hardcore, but yes, you can have best club amongst your friends, best connected club, or the best club inside the world. So you'll have these elite clubs, and I think they'll be fighting over the best players inside the world. Yeah,
gaming's all about being tighter than the other person, so that's what's awesome. Oh, what's up, dog? Your club ain't as tight as mine. Get out of here. But no, that's cool. Can you challenge a club that's like, oh, this club has 1,000 points and my club has 200 points? Can you do that, or do you try and match make?
You can do club challenges.
Okay.
So, for example, your club of 6 friends, they go out and set the fastest lap time on a particular track. Each of those times gets averaged and then sent over to another club, and then each of the 6 members of the other club have to try and beat that time as a combined group. So it's not just one member who's the best, he sets the best time challenge over. It's about the combined efforts of everyone inside your club. So you really have to work together and make sure you kind of got no weak links. But that's for the more kind of hardcore players. Obviously, for the more casual, we try to make sure that if you're not as good as the rest of the club members, you can always contribute towards your club in different ways.
Okay.
So whether you're drifting or like Jamie's driving in the Ferrari F12 right now, and he can just race that car, his favourite car potentially, and he'll earn points which then get contribute towards the club and then potentially even unlock new rewards for the club. So you don't have to be a great racer, obviously, unless of course you want to kind of jump into the leagues and be up there with the best.
Yeah, it's looking crazy. I want to check out a little bit of gameplay here. That's too cool. So now it's shifting. We're going to night.
Nighttime, yeah. So obviously, if Jamie just sat there on the track right now, the sun will just continue to go down. But the cool thing is, the player actually has the ability to change them settings himself. So obviously, we have like a full single-player campaign called Tour, which we set up all the races. So we try to choose some really cool night-to-day transitions. But you can choose what time you want to start racing. So for example, Jamie could choose this track and say, I want to start at midnight, and you can set it to 60 times like transition in terms of time of day.
You can set your transition?
Yeah. So you can transition really quickly, and then you can send that as a challenge to someone else.
That's really cool. Now I saw he got some points for like drifting and stuff. That adds to something?
Yeah, fame is like experience ultimately.
Okay.
You've got your own solo level, which unlocks things for you. But if you're in a club, that fame also contributes towards your club, which unlocks rewards for everyone inside that club. So if Jamie unlocked a new car, that would immediately be available for the rest of their club. And of course, a cool thing about being inside the club as well is that you've got club liveries. So if the club leader creates a livery, that's then shared automatically across all of the teammates or clubmates' cars as well. Wow. So you can race together in the same liveries with no effort.
That's interesting. Now you said there was some touch of customization here. Are we talking like, right? You said that you can shave some time off. Is that through car customization?
No, there's no performance customization. But you can create a new livery. So you can change the base color. You can put patterns on, badges, etc. to kind of create a unique identity to you or your club.
Okay, yeah, because of course it's more of an it's an arcade racer. On the surface, it's like a very like. The atmosphere is like real, true to racing, but you want everyone to be able to step into this game and not feel like, I don't know how to customize my car, man, I'm not going to play that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Every car's got one setup which we've kind of hand-tuned to what we think is like kind of near perfection for every single car. So yeah, it's very much a kind of fun, pick-up-and-play, accessible racer.
Awesome. Well, Paul, thank you so much for being here again. Guys, the game director for Drive Club. Pick it up on PS4. It's coming out really soon. Again, October 7th,
October
right?
7th.
That is right around the corner. Get in line. Get in line right now. Actually, I'm going to go get in line so that I can go play it. I got to jump right off here and run over there. Again, guys, I'm Justin Flynn. You're watching E3 Live, powered by Twitch, and we'll see you soon.
Welcome, everybody. We are here live at E3 Day 1. What's going on, Dave?
Oh, not much, just enjoying the show.
And for anybody who's just joining us right now, this is Dave. He's with Bethesda, and we're going to be checking out Evil Within. How much evil is within?
There's quite a lot.
There's so much evil that we're going to find within. So what is it you do with Bethesda for this title?
So I'm brand manager, actually.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're doing hands-on this year at the show, and it's really exciting to see people get scared silly playing the game.
Yeah, and I know that last year we had Evil Within join us earlier in the year, and then now it was also at PAX, right? It was PAX last East, and now we're here at E3. And so, how has it evolved over the past year?
Well, I think right now is the first time we're really going to let people experience the game for themselves. So we have 2 chapters that people are getting their hands on pretty far into the game. So you're not getting a lot of exposition, but you're getting to see a lot of the gameplay and feel some of the tension that this game is trying to build, and does very successfully. One thing that we're showing this year that's going to be part of this footage is for the first time we're showing what the upgrade system looks like.
Okay.
So what you're seeing right now is the main character, Sebastian, is in this asylum setting. You're not sure if it's the real world or not. You're not sure whether this setting is real or the levels that you enter from this setting are real. But throughout the levels, you collect this green gel that allows you to upgrade things like your life, your maximum sprint time before you get tired and staggered. And then by entering that chair there, you can use your green gel and upgrade his abilities. Things like aim accuracy, which is really important in a game like this.
Right, it's a little bit like Jacob's Ladder.
A little bit.
Yeah, what is real, what's not real,
Yeah.
or any of the wonderful H.P. Lovecraft stories out there from beyond. I'm a huge horror movie fan. Right?
Awesome.
I love anything that's scary. Bring me in. I'm
This-
all about it.
This game is for you. I mean, a lot of the Evil Within is based around psychological horror, so not knowing what's happening, knowing where you are, pushing you out of your comfort zone. So you can see this sort of effect right here. When he looks in the mirror, there's a transition into another world. You're not really sure if this is the real world or it previously was in the real world. It's a pretty cool way to string the levels together and sort of show the mental decline of our main character.
Yeah, so would that decline also affect you as the gamer? Are you instantly questioning everything, or is there like a beginning where it's like, yeah, it makes sense. This is a thing.
The game is based around a huge mystery. You know, finding out who this main nemesis is, Ruvik, who you're going to encounter in this mansion. So as we enter this mansion, this entire level is sort of based around a puzzle, trying to get through the mansion. So you walk in here and you see these 2 characters you're pursuing. This door closes, and then you're left in this large mansion setting to sort of solve all of these puzzles to get to the next part of the game.
Interesting how the puzzle element was built into that door. I don't know. That door looked really awesome.
Yes.
A lot of carpentry went into that.
A lot of work went into it. So now you're left to sort of explore this mansion, which is just filled with all sorts of danger. There are these enemies called the Haunted, which you're going to encounter now, and a lot of the way that you approach enemies in the Evil Within is based around the fact that you don't have a lot of resources. So you're always looking for ammo for that next bullet because you're down to your last. And there is a stealth mechanic where you often try to sneak past or sneak up on enemies to get the drop on them, not waste your ammo. You can see stealth sort of failed in this instance, and now we're forced into a confrontation. The enemies in this game don't often stay dead.
Well, I mean, they are dead, right? That's meta. That's like dead meta.
They become more undead, I
more
suppose?
deader. They become deader. You're
So
dead twice.
You can see in this clip, what he does there is shoot one of these proximity mines so that he doesn't have to waste more bullets, so the enemy doesn't sponge up his bullets. He can just take him out with one shot like that. And now he's sort of pursuing the one that got away.
Now, you said resources were really low. I saw some bottles down there.
Yes.
Pick them up and smash them over a dead person's...
You can use them as a distraction. You can use them to stagger an enemy as well. That effect that you just saw on
what happened
screen.
there?
Yeah, so this main nemesis, Ruvik, has now appeared. And like some of the enemies in this game, ammo just isn't going to do anything against him. If he touches you, you're pretty much out of luck. So now it's just a game of cat and mouse where you're trying to get away from him.
He's just strolling on by. He doesn't really seem like, I'm going to walk after this guy, not run after this guy.
It's sort of that feeling you get in horror movies when you know that the
That
character is unstoppable,
Yeah.
and doesn't really need to sprint towards you because he knows that he's going to kill you, and that's what's happening here. And he pursues you for a time until you can get away and hide.
I'm watching this and I'm just thinking,
So
what do you do next? There's a guy with a
right. So what happened
thing
is
in his head.
he's behind you. You know that you can't defeat him, and he pushed you into a confrontation with another enemy. So there's always this push and pull tension. So burning enemies is really important. That's the only way to guarantee that they don't get back up. But your matches are a limited resource as well. So you're not always able to burn everything that hits the ground. Sometimes you just have to turn tail.
You really wanted to put an emphasis on survival
Yes,
elements, right?
it
You wanted
is
the gamer to be smart.
True survival horror, that's what it's all about managing resources. So this is kind of interesting.
What is going on?
Yeah, so when you use the larger health packs, the ones that give you a lot of health, they have this effect on you, which you can see distorted the screen so much that you couldn't see that there was an enemy coming up on him right there. And then
So wait, was it
attacked.
worth? So it gave him full health, right? I'm assuming. But
Yeah.
was it worth it? Because then he got attacked during that whole psychedelic over health.
In that
thing.
instance, it totally was not. He should have found a safer place to then go ahead and use the health pack. But it's the push and pull in everything you do. So you can see the sneaking mechanic being implemented here, going on to the next part of the mansion. And sneaking is pretty interesting because it saves you ammo, but it doesn't save you from everything, like some of the environmental traps that we have in the game.
Say what? Wow. That's gonna anger some people. Oh no! He got ground up.
Yeah, there's
That dude got chopped. he got ground up into little itty bitty pieces. And for anybody who's just joining us, and we see the beautiful chat right here, is like, what game is this? It's Evil Within, right?
Yes, The Evil Within by Shinji Mikami. He, you might know him from the Resident Evil series.
Right.
That was his series, and now he's returned to survival horror with Bethesda. Really excited about it. It's a scary game. It's a game about limited resources. It's a game about managing the resources that you do find to survive to the next area and solve the mystery surrounding what's happening in this title.
Right. And so the last time we saw our lead character, he was in a butcher shop or something, and that was a while ago, right?
Oh, from last year. Some
From
of the
last
footage.
year, yeah.
Yeah. So he was actually in the basement of the asylum, and he was encountering this butcher-like character that had
Okay.
him strung up by the feet.
And
Yeah.
he got chopped up that time too. I remember they just that thing grabbed him and got him into little itty bitty pieces. It seems like that's the thing. Like if you get caught in this game, you're gonna get ground up.
Well, if you're a fan of Mikami-san, something you know is that he's excellent at death animations, and those are certainly part of this game in a big way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like you guys have certainly captured my imagination. I'm all about horror movies. I could sit here and talk to you about horror movies all day, all day. I need it. H.P. Lovecraft is like one of the greatest horror movie, horror writers of all time, with all of his crazy stuff that he did.
Well, this game's definitely for you. It's coming out right around Halloween, and
Okay.
I gotta say, the best way to experience a game like this for sure is, dark setting, speakers up. It's that quintessential horror experience that you want to get the right setting for, and doing a little bit of that at the show. We've got a dark booth set up so people can get a little bit of that vibe, but as you know, for horror, it's all about setting the tone, and this game sets the tone.
And you had that one video out there of people playing the game and they're screaming. There's like one guy who's got, he didn't really get a good scream in, but he was like,
So it's been really fun to work on this game because it really does freak you out, and there's been more than a few incidents in the office of people playing and getting spooked and freaking out, and of course people walking up behind each other
and then messing with them
and
even
messing
harder.
with them, because this game just ratchets up the tension so high that anything will set you off.
Well, that's a great. Well, you keep saying tension. High tension is
High
one
tension.
of the greatest horror movies ever.
That's a
Dude,
great
that
one.
guy's head just goes right off in the beginning of the film
Yes.
with a dresser. A dresser just goes right into the guy's mouth.
I'm telling you,
So then this might be the game
this
for me.
is your game. This is perfect
Yeah,
for
I
you.
need it. I need blood and gore.
Awesome.
It's just there's not enough out there. There's not enough out there. Dave, is there anything else you want to share with us?
Evil Within coming out this October from Shinji Mikami, creator of the Resident Evil series. Yeah, you should definitely check it out. If you like horror, if you like survival horror, this is a return to pure survival horror.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming out here. Thank
you.
you guys for watching us, and we'll be back here with more live coverage at E3 2014.
Xbox One gaming headsets have arrived. Designed for Xbox One, the X07 and X04 give you the perfect mix of stunning game and chat audio in two awesome new designs.
Going down.
Stay connected on Xbox Live and Skype with clear, crisp chat audio and use them wherever gaming takes you. Gear up for Xbox One today.